Alright folks, here it is, the Samsung Transform on Sprint. Traditional unboxing. Here's the phone. Additionally, you have a pack of literature, a big manual. You've got a USB plug and a micro SD card adapter, if that's how you roll, and a USB cable. So here's the phone itself. A very heavy screen protector on it. On the top we've got our USB with a door on it, the way the Samsung likes. Our headphone jack. Over here we have power, which we'll hit now. It's booting up. We have got a voice button to activate voice search. We have a dedicated camera button, which is nice to see. On this side we have volume, and on the back our camera and our flash. And of course a keyboard. The slide out mechanism is pretty good. A little firm, not too bad, and the keyboard itself is very nice actually. The feel on the buttons is quite nice, quite good. Very well spaced out, intelligent. You've got a smiley face button dedicated, you've got a .com dedicated, an @ symbol, and a SIM button as well. So we're going to get this thing booted up and we're going to take a look at the Sprint ID interface. We've got 4 buttons on the bottom, they've got haptic feedback. So let's take a look at this thing when it's done booting. Okay, we're all booted up here and we've got a pretty standard lock screen. In fact, there's a lot standard about Sprint ID. This is Android 2.1 on the Transform, and you can see it looks a lot like your standard Android. You've got your little buttons on the bottom, you've got multiple screens. This is the Sprint version of the ID, and basically what ID is it's Sprint's own way of skinning Android. And what they've done is you can switch between them the way you can switch between, say, profiles on Sense. But the benefit of it is you get a pretty stock set of Android apps. It looks like Sprint comes preloaded with theirs, so in terms of bloatware, you're looking at Sprint's apps and not too much else. So it's pretty clean and simple. And then if you want to switch to a different ID, you tap on this ID button, you can choose your ID, you can choose to get more. And then Sprint provides a whole bunch of packs. There's sort of generic packs, Auto Enthusiast, Business Pro, blah blah blah, and then there's all these other packs from different companies. So there's the Lo Tuyo Latina pack, we can see that there's a Yahoo pack, and what happens when you load these is it's going to custom load certain apps that these carriers or these companies want to provide. It's going to load a custom wallpaper and in some cases custom widgets. Let's see, there's Wear. Just a handful that are available right now. Let's install the Wear app, and it's going to give you terms and conditions. Great. And so we're going to do that. The nice thing is it happens in the background, so while that's going we can go take a look at the rest of the phone, which is pretty straightforward. It's your standard stock email app. You've got Sprint's voicemail. You've got your browser, of course. You know, nothing hugely special here. Pretty straightforward. The Sprint Zone account is pretty cool. It lets you, I don't know, look at your different Sprint News Manager account, and it's also a way to manage power. But I don't really like that one. Let's see what other widgets we have available to us in the standard Sprint version. Bunch of widget tutorials. Now when you install a pack, it's going to install its extra widgets and whatnot. And those will stay and persist when you move to different apps, so they'll also stay in your app screen as well. So we have successfully downloaded the Wear ID. So we're going to switch over to that, and you can see it's installing ringtones and a special wallpaper, and now it's installing the Wear app. Taking a bit of time here. And now it's configuring the home screen, setting the wallpaper, and it's successfully completed. So we'll tap OK. So now Wear has downloaded its own special wallpaper, its special customized ringtones, its own special Wear widget search box, some specific apps that are related to Wear, which is pretty cool. Turn on location. I've got that off by default, which is interesting. Kind of a bummer, but good to know that they do that. Let's try that again. There we go. So it's our standard Wear app. We go look at the apps that we've got here. You can see it installed places and installed Wear. And if we go over to, say, here, we've got another widget. It looks like a traffic widget. We go look at widgets. There we go. Search. Still those Sprint widgets. There's our Wear. There's our Wear check-in, Wear movies, Wear traffic, Wear voice, etc., etc. Whole bunch of Wear widgets. So now when we want to switch IDs, we can hit that ID button. We've got the Wear pack installed. We can switch to My ID, which is your own custom ID. The sort of closest to default that you could get. And here we go. It's a very stock Android experience. The only difference between this and regular 2.1 is that instead of the browser button, you've got the ID button on the bottom. And we can add a widget here, and this will persist. I'll just add a latitude widget. So now, when we switch to the Wear pack, since it's already downloaded and pre-installed all its stuff, it switches to the Wear experience. So basically what you can do is you can grab IDs from companies that you like, but you can also just customize your own IDs. So you could set one for work and one for weekend and so on and so forth. So there you go. That is Sprint ID, which is Sprint's custom skin on top of Android. It's fairly close to stock, which they say is going to allow them to get this thing upgraded to 2.2 and beyond fairly quickly. And on the Samsung Transform, it's pretty good mid-range hardware. I think it's actually a quality phone.